Hello people, thank you very much for joining me. I'm Dean the Vaping Biker, and tonight's all about a quick vlog, and I did say quick. I'm going to try really hard on this one. This is also the 19th time that I've done this. It feels like the 19th, certainly more than 5, because I've dropped things on my keyboard and stopped recording without realising. I have just utterly fucked up. I've done all sorts of things, so fingers crossed for this one. So, keeping it quick then, what am I doing tonight? Why am I doing a vlog? Well, I was at VapeFest in the UK in Shrewsbury yesterday. That was going on this weekend. So I've got a few things to talk about there. I've got some shout outs to do, particularly to vendors that are sterling people, and if people are doing a good job, I think they should be told, or they should be told, you should be told, everyone should be told. They should be shouted from the rooftops. What else? Also going to give you a rundown of what I've been vaping on recently, just to let you know what is floating my boat, and also a little bit of an addition to what's coming up. I know I only did a vlog recently, and still there's going to be a few things in there that are still to come up that I mentioned in that last one, but there's a few additions which are going to sort of smooth things along a little bit as well. Excuse me, bit windy. So, VapeFest. It was a really good event. I really enjoyed it. Let me have a quick vape first. Hold you on. Sorry to the chap who watched the video and didn't like to see vaping and vaping videos, but here you go. What can you do? Oh, that's lovely. That is, by the way, I'm rocking the BFM, the copper BFM with the Velocity. Still got my flattened Claptons going on this. They're just going on forever and brilliant, and I really don't want to be making them again. But I need to get a crap load of Canthal and Nichrome, but I'm not entirely sure the best place to go in the UK. I've tried one company and had a couple of sort of negative experiences, so I'm trying to find somewhere to get big spools, big manly spools of wire, so I'm going to be worrying about that. Anyway, not your problem. Moving on. What have I got in here? I have got Stash Valhalla. I'm not a lime fan. Not a fan of the old lime at all. I think it tastes like washing up liquid in a lot of vapes. However, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. All over that. So regular watchers will know that I do like. I do hairy nose, hairy nostrils. It's not snot. It's nothing dirty. It's just breathing vapor out through. Men, you understand. So some of you women might as well. Maybe hairy nostrils, ladies. I found that doing dragons and all that sort of stuff, just my beard is dripping with vapor, and it's just all horrific. Anyway, I've forgotten where I was. I've forgotten. I'm keeping this short. Look, 3.5 minutes, 3.25 minutes already. Valhalla, love it, great stuff. If you're a regular watcher, you know that I like all my Stash juices. I don't really review juice, as you know. The reason is because it's all so damn subjective. I can love something and the person next to me can hate it, and vice versa. And so, I don't do it because I haven't got a delicate enough palate to be able to pick out nice little tones and a clever blend of stuff. So the people that can do it, aces, well done you. You're awesome and you help people a lot. I, on the other hand, will say, yeah, it tastes good. And yeah. And the mixer would be sitting there like, I spent 19 years working on it. There's 457 flavours mixed into it, and it's a berry that was ripened in virgin's thighs. I don't know. But I know what I like, and I like what I know. And part of that is Stash, as you all know by now. So, Valhalla's been going off in there, which has been super. Now then. Yes, VapeFest, that's what I was talking about, wasn't it? I've made a few notes. Here. Are they going to help? Probably not. Brilliant event. Really enjoyed it. I really had a good time. It was in a field. So there was, what is it? I think is it horse racing or something? It's some kind of track. Anyway, big grassy area. Lots of vendors in kind of a semicircle. and a few in the middle, and it was a great day. The sun was blazing down. It was really hot. My all my nice copper mods and things that were polished within an inch of their lives on Thursday night, thanks to Mr. Brasso. It was all glorious, but I'm not a thin bloke, and I think most people, not even just us fatties, would have had a little bit of a sweat on, and copper mods and sweaty hands do go a little bit funky. So all my brass surf rider, that was glowing, and I had what I've got with the Aeolus up there, which is the 29 base heat vapor, that was glorious as well. But no, within a day of using with very sweaty hands and various filth, mucky as fuck. So I've got to clean them all again now. So yeah, someone mentioned actually putting an old like pro tank or something on the end, and then putting the pro tank in a drill bit, and then spinning it round with the stuff, which I think is a really good idea. I was going to put a thin bar with a couple of rubber bungs on it, and so you can put the tube on a bung, put a bung on the other end, and then whiz the drill, and that'll spin around like a bastard, and then you can just like hold a cuppage, holding a kind of a vape rag there while that whizzes around like a good one, and that should probably work. So I might give that a blast as well. Anyway, you don't care about that. The vendors at VapeFest, this is one of the better ones I've found this year personally, for pretty much all the vendors having a good time with you, having a good chat. It was busy. A lot of the stands and stalls were very busy, but it was kind of cyclical, you know. There would be a crap ton of people in one, and then the one next door would be a little bit cooler and a little bit, not empty, but there'd be less people there. And then as the day went on, people would just swap around. And so I got to speak to most vendors, which was superb. I've got a few shout outs to do from that, which I'll come to in a second. But the people, while I was there all day yesterday, the people were all superb. Thank you very much if you're one of those guys that guys and girls that came up to me and sort of shook my hand and said hello. It's still ridiculous that happens. I don't really get it, and it makes me go a bit giddy, and I don't really know what to say. But yeah, it's if you're one of those guys, thank you very much. It's very, very cool. And yeah, having also people come up to me and go, "I'm it large," is just what's that all about, really? Anyway, it tickled me. So thank you very much to those guys. Yeah, that really kind of brightened things up as well, on a great day. But when it came to vendors, there's a few that I'm going to mention. First of all, I've written it down, so it's a little bit listy, so I apologise for that, but otherwise I'll forget people and I'll be shit. And I think I've got everyone that I wanted to shout out, although, you know, lots of love to everyone that was there. But who have we got? Jamie from Van Dyke Vapes. Now, you know, again, that I don't do the juice reviews. However, I've been having a little bit of a taste of his juices. Now, he only had 6 milligram, and they are a 50-50 mix. So normally I vape kind of max VG, or at least high VG stuff, and it's normally in 3. So whilst I did try dripping it in the old Velocity a few times, I was having a jolly good time with all the nicotine. That was splendid. So, but the juices were tasting great. The wife, I know, loves is. We had to keep going back and buying more of one of them in particular. But great juices, but more importantly, just a fantastic bloke. A really, really sweet guy. And it's brilliant. I love being able to sit down and having a chat with people like that, because they're passionate about their product, and they're just so friendly. So more to it, more power to it, more everything to it, and the very best of luck with Jamie. I'm going to have a proper taste of his juice at a later date. That doesn't sound really wrong at all, does it? Tan from Vapor Z. Now, Tan from Vapor Z, once again, ridiculously nice guy. It was really good to be able to talk to him in person. I've spoken to him a few times on Facebook, and it was really, really cool to have a chat with him and see how he was doing, and you know, all that sort of good stuff. And he's also given me a couple of bits and bobs to review as well, so I'll come to those in a little while so I don't get off track, otherwise it'll all go wrong. Absy from Custom Vapes, once again, top bloke. Completely didn't see, he's only a little fella, but I completely didn't see him at was it Expo or Jam? Absy set me right on that one. But yeah, so I felt like an absolute bastard for being quite rude, but I didn't mean to, I promise. But it great having a chat with him, and once again seeing what was going on with those guys. I missed the Cloud competition that they were holding, which was part of the, I think it's the Nationals. That was we had a few guys coming over from the States and taking part in it, and I missed it, and I'm gutted about that because that's one thing I really wanted to see. Who else? Cal from Vapor Queen. Really, again, a really nice bloke. I mean, I keep going on about this, and the reason is because it's so important for vendors to be, quality people. And he definitely was. He was great to speak to, and just a really sweet guy. Really nice bloke. We've got Sean from Golden Vape, and I'll show you one of his drip tips in a little while, which is rather splendid. Luckily enough, he's in my local vape group as well, so it was great to see him as always, Mr. Sean, and the good lady as well, obviously. Who we got? The guys at I Fancy One. Now, I don't know any of these guys' names, but just from a stand or a tent or a marquee or a stall point of view, it was really cool because they were kind of really up for having people having fun as well, and they had kind of games and stuff going on in there, and it was really cool. Who have we got? Paul. I think it was Paul at My Sizzle Box. A monthly subscription service from the UK, which sounds like it's rather splendid, and I'll tell you more about that as well. And obviously people like John and his better half from Vapors Worldwide, and just a crap ton of really good people. And it's so important. I think I mentioned it in my last vlog that staff that attend these kind of meets, staffing on stalls and staffing on the tables and all that sort of stuff, they should be passionate about vaping the same as we are, which is why we go. And it was great to see so many people that were passionate about it, that were smiling, that were having a good time with the day. And I'm pretty sure a few people having a beer or two probably helped. I was most upset I couldn't because I was driving. Which, by the way, on the way home, had to go off-roading because there was a road was closed. So followed Google Maps. Google Maps is a bastard because it took us down this country little lane and then fucked off down a dirt track. And it was honestly a dirt track for like 2 miles, just rocks and boulders and shit and things in the way. And we got to the end of it, big gate, all padlocked, sign on the other side saying no trespassers. So we then crapped ourselves because it was like 10 o'clock at night, and me and the wife thought we were going to get shot as we were going back to try and find a road. Anyway, long story, you don't care. Survived though, yay. So, yeah, the day, I would like to have seen more advocacy. To be fair, there was an advocacy tent there, but I couldn't hear a bloody thing that was going on because they had the most pitiful PA in the world. Now, I'm not blaming them specifically. I think there should have been, and I may have missed it, but I think there should have been more of a thing on the main stage about, what's going on. We've got some big things going on in the UK, as there is around the world. And in, the UK and Europe is being quite threatened at the moment, so it would have been good to see something bigger going on there. What else? Glorious sunburnt nose. I'm going to stay that. I'm a nose pierced when I was kind of like 17, and they said, oh, if you don't like it, then you just take it out. But I was a rock star at the time, so I didn't care. And I'm 41 years old now, and it still looks like I'm, just not a cool look. What else? Right, let me tell you about stuff coming up. And some of the vendors I've mentioned have given me stuff, or I've purchased stuff from them yesterday, which I'll talk you through. Now, coming up on the queue, obviously, as I've mentioned, I think in the last one, we've got the Bay City Vapors Mechs, as well as the NAMI. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this before. Did I mention this a little while ago? I don't know. But I've done it. I did a slightly different build previously on the Nami. I had done a couple of small coils over the top of the airflow holes, and I had been having a little think, and I tried to make a chimney coil over the holes on, I think it was Thursday night, and they were a little bit too tall for the space inside, if you like, once you put the top cap on. So I just sort of shifted them over and plonked them down a little bit. Now they look a bit wrong. They don't look brilliant. They also look burnt, but they're really not too bad. But I'll show you what, if you're a Nami owner, by spacing those coils in the middle, you're getting the flavour coming straight up the chimney, which is splendid. And what's happened with that is you have to use the larger top cap, because there is airflow that goes in and down through that way as well. But it's superb. I'm still trying different builds on this, so I'm going to be trying a few more before I do the review, just to really kind of see how flexible it is, if you like. But it's brilliant. I'm really enjoying it. Lovely. I've got some Dibner's Delight, I think it's called, from Lancashire Steam Company, that I picked up yesterday, which is kind of a custard banana-y thing, which is rather splendid. So I'm rocking that at the moment. And in that Nami, it's lovely. It really is super. So what else have we got? So Cal at Vapor Queen, he did do me a deal on a... Now for this, you know, I'm getting all excited about getting back into my mechs with the BCV stuff. And this is going to be coming up for a review immediately, because I've got the BCV to get through later. But I wanted to see what all the hype was about. Originally, I thought that this was kind of a bit gimmicky, and then I watched Grim Green's video last week, and it started to turn me. So I went out and got a Limitless with possibly the brightest sleeve in the world on it. Where are we? It's the brass one, so it should be fairly punchy, and it seems to be working rather well. So that little bad boy is going to be getting reviewed at some point, but it's also a nice little comparison for some of the other mech mods as well. On top of that, so by the way, before I go further, thank you very much, Cal, for helping me out with that bad boy. On top of that, I picked up a Hobo V3.1 that I got from Absy at Custom Vapes, which I've literally only just built, and I'm having a rather a good time with, I must admit. And on top of that, I'm rocking, I mentioned Sean, I'm part of my local vape group, who's also got Golden Vape. And he's doing these hand making these drip tips, which I think are pretty glorious. Now there's a stainless kind of base for them with dual O-rings, and it's press fit into the acrylic. And so what happens with that bad boy is you've still got a really nice big wide board, but it's just machined with really low tolerances, so it works out, or really tight tolerances, should I say. So it's nice and snug, and it's rather good, and it looks rather splendid on top of there as well. Black and yellow, you see, channel colours, love it, have it. It's Lushington, yeah. But that's going down awfully well. So that was cool. What else have I got? Now, I mentioned earlier on about Vapor Z as well. Now, with all the mechs that I've got coming on, I was a little bit concerned that there's going to be just a crap ton of mechs with all the same atomizer on the whole time, which isn't always a bad thing. And I will be trying to retire. I will be kind of moving things around, but trying to do at least a bit of a test with the same atomizer and the same coil, which will probably be the Velocity, to be honest with you, just because those flattened fuse Claptons, they're not going anywhere for a while. So yeah, I'll probably use that, but other ones might look prettier and stuff, so I'll mix it about. But what have I got? Tan has given me for review some rather splendid atomizers. We have the Mako War and the Mako Shorty. And I'm obviously interested in the Mako and the Mako War, but I'm also interested in this little Shorty, because when you compare it to things like the Hobo 3.1, it's size-wise, it's a wee bit smaller. I should have really got a Derry out, really, shouldn't I? There's a Derringer. There's a Derringer. So size-wise, we're pretty much the same as the Derringer. It's just kind of a hair bigger. But airflow for days, like proper. It's loud. It's a bit whistly. If you suck in a kind of a, that'd upset your day, wouldn't it? But I'm hoping once coils go in that bad boy, that's going to change. But also it comes with a dirty great big wide bore chuff cap, as a chuff style cap as well. So I'm looking forward to getting into that one and getting some clouds. What else we got? We've got the Orion just the stainless steel Orion. There's one of those little bad boys there. So we've got that to have a little pool with as well. I'm really liking seeing all these kind of top airflow puppies coming out now. That makes me happy. So those are going to be added to the Bay City Vapors and the Limitless, and are going to be rolling on with those reviews. One little review that I didn't take into account that I might do, the I Fancy one guys were doing these games that I was mentioning earlier on. The wife had a go at one and won a little star prize, which is, let me just take this out of my off. I know nothing about this. I haven't even looked at the packaging. So I don't know if it's going to be crap or if it's going to be any good or not. But it's a little, it says Defender on it. So I'm going to have to, not quite my colour. I don't think it really goes with my eyes. Might go with my tan. I say tan, redness, burning. But yeah, it's an interesting little device. So I might be throwing that in for a review as well if I can prize it away from her. But she's stolen my Svapey Almo Squonker. So I get the joy of re-wicking the old Desmo, the little 14mm Desmo RDA, but none of the fun of actually vaping on it, which is super. Everyone's a winner. And now she's kind of moved up from the tanks and the little iStick 20 into the next level of vaping, so to speak. I keep finding things missing here as well. How does that work when you're married? That just, things are there one day and then not there another day. And they're probably banging around in the bottom of her purse. But there we go. What have I been vaping on? As you've seen, the Surf Rider. These are what I'm just banging through today. The Surf Rider with the NAMI, the Limitless with the Hobo, the Velocity with the BFM. I'm still banging through on the Tank. I was using that when I was driving yesterday. The RDTA for the Aroma Miser, the Steam Crave. Still with a nickel coil in it. Now rocking it at 45 joules, 500 Fahrenheit. Still clouds well, taste is brilliant. I've got Stash's Dark Star in there, which is glorious, and I'm loving that. Oh, one other thing that I got from Tan as well is the sort of stumpier section for the Silo Beast. Now, I've literally just put that together as well, so I haven't really vaped on that as yet. It still looks like a monster, possibly because it's on the old TNT box, but it is actually quite a lot shorter. Bearing in mind that this one hasn't got the top cap on it, it is quite a lot shorter than the regular tank. So I'm looking forward to giving that a little blast. Let's turn this on and see what's going on with there. Let's see. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. I was expecting a warmer vape, but then again, had I have expected a warmer vape previously, and thought about it previously rather, I probably shouldn't have put the Epic Clouds Glacier Banana in it with the menthol. All good. All good. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's been me. How long have I taken? 23 minutes. Oh my word. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for banging on. I really am. I just get excited about things. Yeah, that is it. Oh, wicking. I've got a bunch of wicks to worry about. I don't think I mentioned this earlier on, but I will be reviewing the wicking capability of some of the popular ones that are out now. So I've got some Fiber Freaks. I've got some Cotton Bacon version 2 or 2.0. I've got some Shaken Vape, and I've got some Chado's Cotton as well. So I'm going to be doing a review of wicking. That'll be exciting, won't it? That will be a quick one, but just to help you guys get an idea, because especially with tanks, I do get asked quite a lot, what's the best tank I can use for high wattage and big clouds and all this sort of stuff. And even with the best tank in the world, aside from what could be coming out from CCI, Cloud Chasers Incorporated, that looks like it's going to be a beast. With the best tank in the world, you are always going to be limited to the wicking. If you've got coils that are going to be burning hot, so they're going to be vaporizing the juice, then especially if you've got kind of like a 2mm, 2.5, even a 3mm if you can squeeze it in there, the wick is going to be sort of heated from the middle where the coil is, obviously, and then it's got to replenish itself. It's got to suck it up. So it's got to suck it up, it's got to bring it up and get into that coil so it can keep you vaping. So it's not necessarily always a tank issue as to why you can't do it, but you've got to think of the why you can't chain vapor at 80, 100 watts and with a high VG, with a high VG e-liquid, because that wicking, that's got to take place. And especially if you're sort of taking big lung hits, then it's it's going to have a hard time, whatever tank it is. So it's all about the wicking. Doing a little review, find out which one wicks the best out of the ones that I've got, and we'll see, and hopefully that'll help someone somewhere do something and blow some clouds if that's what floats your boat. What have we got? Van Dyke Vapes, I spoke to you about those. Looking forward to getting into trying those. These are the little kind of classic kind of labels going on with these guys. So that's all gravy. Looking forward to that. We've also got some wooties to have a little play with. Seeing what that bad boy is all about. And some Oregon Vapor. Yeah, we'll see what that's all about as well. But as I've said, I don't really do juice reviews, so please don't send me juice, because I just like what I know. I know what I like. If it's a strong flavour, if it's a good flavour and it's not got a load of chemical kind of undertones and all that sort of malarkey, then I'm all for it. Which is one of the reasons why I'm so massively in love with all the Stash line, because it's just natural and it does what it says on the tin, which is super. Oh, Stash labels. Did I show you the new Stash labels? I had a new order in recently. Look at these. Look at these little puppies. Oh, how pretty are they? And they're on a kind of I think it's a materially, kind of vinyl-y, materially stuff, so it's really tactile and lovely. So I'm big fan, like all that. What else? I've also recently been having a little toot with some zombie juice, which is over from America, which is pretty reasonable as well. So. And it clouds well. So that's what it's all about. I have been rocking my Zephyrus. I was doing that on top. The stacked BFM tube from the stacked 26650 from Bay City Vapors, which is that, and then another battery on top. I put the Zephyrus on that, but the Buddha V2 on that bad boy the other night, and that was mental. So yeah, mucho's fun with that. I don't know if you don't really want to see me just doing cloudy things more than normal, do you? But yeah, so that's going to be in the review as well. So basically, a bunch of mechs, a bunch of atomizers. There'll be a few other things. Oh, I have got the E-Leaf 100 watt to do. Have I still got have I done the 40 watt temperature control one? I don't think I have I? Oh, so I've got that to do as well. So I'm going to try really hard to be banging up the 3 videos a week. I said in my last vlog that by now I'll be having my fibre optic broadband, and so I'll be wang them all up online nice and quick. Yeah, that didn't happen. That isn't happening now until the 11th, which is soon. So that'll be happening very shortly. But I don't know about you, but I'm hot and I need a drink. So thank you very much for watching. I hope it was useful. I hope this is just me talking, blethering on. I don't really know why people watch it, but thank you very much for doing it. Yeah, that's rather pleasant, that Lancashire Steam Company stuff. Thank you very much for watching. As always, you make sure that you vape safe, vape fun, and have it loads. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.